Hey, what is up everybody, Blades for here, and today for you guys another video of Persona 5X. Inside today's video guys, we're actually going to be paying attention a little bit more to our man Ryuji here, mainly just doing a little bit of a revisit for the character. And I'm going to try and do this with all the current characters that are out. So this is going to be from like characters such as like Bui, all the way to like smaller characters as well, such as like Riddle. So if you guys are interested in videos like this, just sit back, relax, and enjoy the videos. Pretty much just going to be kind of rundowns and at least going over how they work in today's standards and can you still use them in certain teams. So look forward to this. But without further ado, let's get straight into it. Now, I recently did a build guide for the man Ryuji here, in which I'm not gonna lie to you guys, he's not built by any means for me. But after I ended up revisiting this dude and actually trying him out for at least a video or two, I have to say, or at least for a couple hours at least, I have to say I'm impressed. Okay, his usability with the current units that we have is absolutely amazing. And this is coming from a person who doesn't have even a good set on him. As you can see, he has absolutely nothing, not even the correct stats for the most part, and he still hits freaking crazy hard. Now, some of you guys may not believe this. Some of you guys might be like, why you gassing them up, Blade? What's happening? Who paid you to do Ryuji content? Well, I'm gonna be utterly 100% with you guys. I won't lie, I was shocked too. Okay, let's just keep it real. I was absolutely shocked as well, in which after doing that video, I decided, hey, let's give him a little bit of a chance. And so before you guys decide to click off or anything like that, let me prove myself. Okay, let me prove that Ryuji is kind of worth the praise. Now, granted, I do have characters kind of duped out for this as well, but it still shows that the guy, he has what it takes to pay the bills. So let's go here, and I just want you to see, this is one of the teams that I was just kind of finicking with, and I don't even know like what personas I really want to use on this, but just doing this has made me really enjoy utilizing this character. And I'll just let the bot do what it wants to do on auto, because you guys will actually see what I'm talking about with this as just a little bit of a quick little showcase of what Ryuji is capable of. Now, in the past, Ryuji was not very usable. He was one of the few characters that, like, one, you had to have him at low HP to really make use of his actual what's it called, his mechanics. Two, he took too much time to really build up, right? A lot of us didn't want that. A lot of us didn't need a lot of that time to be wasted. Well, with the characters such as Ange, Turbo, and those characters that came out here, it made it so he's actually usable, which was shocking. So as you guys are gonna see, the boss, or at least the AI, is gonna double buff here, and they're doing the whole rotations correct, which is like, of course, starting how they started. They got the charge attack, they're doing the doubles here. Using this move could help out with, of course, making him do more skill damage, which is gonna be great. Y'all are gonna see this. So the whole AI is actually doing everything quite honestly picture perfect. This is what surprised me. So from here on out, I didn't expect Ryuji to do anything, and this is normal, right? We have the charge up attack. First, that did a lot of damage. Two, this is why Ryuji wasn't used. Usually after that charge attack, after that one charge attack, it took you having to recharge it again. Well, with the use of Ange, nah, once again, let's go again. So you would technically get only one of those, but since we have Ange fully duped out, nah, we ain't done yet. You know, you see, it's stuff like this that made me actually think Ryuji may not be that bad. So of course this revisit is going over that. So let's go over firstly what his moves do. With the general gist of things, Ryuji is one of the first physical DPSs that were in the game, and with the outlook that he had of his mechanic of him needing to be low HP and also needing to go high on at least crit damage and stuff like that, the character himself couldn't find really a breath room, at least a place to actually deal some decent damage. He couldn't really do much, and even with his 5-star weapon, it took rounds upon rounds in the right actual what's it called, right actual frame to really get him to deal that damage that you want him to do. Well, now we have the characters, we have things that we can do now, we have the abilities that we can really build up this character for, and it's totally changed, as you guys saw. So first things first, skills. What does Ryuji really do? Well, with Ryuji, you're not really going to be using too much, really. You're going to be having a decent bit of fun with just his combat skill, or at least not his combat skill, sorry, his charge blow skill. That's going to bring you more of the damage that you're looking for. That's going to bring you everything that you really need to see when it does come down to this character. The main reasoning for it is because that's his big boy numbers. Okay, that's what he needs to use, right? That's how it goes. Other than that, you don't really have to look into anything else. If you're utterly asking me, I do find it as, when it comes down to at least Ryuji, third skill is all you need. Third skill in the dang dream. Though, for some of my people out there who want to do more than just the third skill, of course, you can rely on a few other things here as well. So Ryuji himself does have his second skill, which is also pretty interesting, or at least his first skill, which is also pretty interesting here. And this is going to help you as long in the rebound aspects. As I did say, this character has gimmicks. So if you are below 75%, which is the rebound amount, it does boost your damage dealt. So let's say we don't have rebound just yet. Well, by using this first skill, it actually does consume 20% more of your max HP, increasing your damage dealt and your crit rate. So all you really need to know is skill 1 to set up, skill 3 for burn damage, which is absolutely insanity. This actually makes him work kind of insane. And if you pair it alongside with the combat skill, which is the main thing you want to focus on, you increase your crit damage, or at least your damage dealt, even more so for that highlight, or at least just for using this highlight. Ryuji is kind of interesting in this aspect because at this point in time, we always knew he could hit hard. It just took a while. It always took a while, but since we have those characters that we have now, he really can prove himself to be more and more worth it. So taking a look at his at least 4-star weapon here. The 4-star weapon is all I have. I used to have his 5-star weapon, but I got rid of it. Shoot me if you want to with that. But the 4-star weapon really isn't that bad. You get crit rate off of it, which is nice. And of course, whenever you land a crit here, if we do have rebound, which is for being under that 75%, we do get that extra crit damage, which is always nice as well. Now I have the minimum of the minimum because I just have not gotten up his weapon. I don't have copies of it. I probably can get copies of it, which now that I think about it, I kind of want to do that. So then we can actually do it at the end of the video and showcase that. But I think I accidentally used all of my 4-star weapon materials, which by the looks of it, that's what we did do, unfortunately. But that being said, alongside here, the 4-star weapon is pretty darn good. Now the 5-star weapon boosts even more so in the crit damage potential, and where you're going to be getting most of your crit rate is really going to just be coming down to what's it called, the rebound effect, as well as just his card set. So you want more of that crit rate type style, then of course you have to get that from the card set. As for just anything else, you would really just be chunking as much crit damage on this guy as possible to really get him to do those high key damage. So, and at the end of the day, this man does great. He's amazing. Now, just how can we get him like this? You guys saw the weapon, you saw at least my skills, you already saw the mental images. So what is the trick here? What's the trick to really go for? Well, other than of course dupes, which a lot of us should probably have a ton of Ryujis at this point, especially if you've been playing as long as I have. Other than that, it's just gonna come down to card sets. Now, card sets inside of the video I went over, I'm just gonna briefly go over them here. These are not optimized right now, but in the end, you do want to have this card set effect because it does help out his crit damage here, and it also helps out his physical damage. Whenever you have these two actually paired up as well with the focus little setup stat here, the focus full card here as well, you're doing more physical damage as well, which is going to be absolutely amazing when it comes down to Ryuji doing that big boy damage. Now, we don't have any of these increased. Heck, we don't even have the main stats actually correct. Because if I'm right, we should have the main stats as damage bonus. We want to make sure this is crit damage, which it is. And then we want to make sure the last one is attack. We don't even have that, and yet he's hitting numbers that are absolutely absurd. Why is this? Well, one, due to the navigator that we do have and we're sharing stats, he's able to have that crit rate and he doesn't have to really bank on having it in his kit himself. He can really just bust down as much crit damage as possible. But also, due to actually having the new characters that we have around, such as like Leon actually being able to be utilized and Turbo making use of her buffs, it actually makes Ryuji a lot better of a character than how he used to be, which you guys are going to see him most likely get moved up on the tier list later on in this month, so look out for that. But for the most part, that's about it. This character doesn't take much. It really does surprise me how a character can kind of do a full U-turn, but I think the team is what's going to really keep you guys in at least the loop for this. So what are some team options for this man? At least what can he use? What can we do here? So if you guys wanted to actually go ahead and utilize something, what I would try and suggest here is Turbo has to be in this team. What I say is because when it does come down to that extra turn and all those physical buffs, I feel like Ryuji really does need this here at least his side. Gonna help him out a lot, at least in the damage department. That's always gonna be helpful. Now, when it does come down to anything else, this third slot is a little bit flexible. You can kind of use whatever you want here. Just make sure it's not a healer. In all honesty, only person that should be here is Leon. They're not hard to get. They are a 4-star. It's absolutely amazing to do so. So if you do have A1 and you do want to try and do some experimenting, you can very well use Wind, because Wind is a crit damage buffer as well. And with her current stats alongside of this, it actually might also just be as good. The only downside is you're not going to have the full on, I want to say the full on what you need type deal when it comes down to at least the HP because of his mechanic. Since Wind doesn't take away HP from that, it's gonna little bit clash for Ryuji himself. So I mean, you do have to do a little bit of messing around when it does come down to at least what you want to use. Though I would highly suggest you guys to stick with Leon, because Leon's always going to keep you shielded, which helps out in that sustain part, at least that sustain priority that you do need, while also taking down his health good enough to actually fit for at least the mechanic that he does need. But all in all, that's what I would like to say for this character. Revisiting this guy has been actually fun as crap. I won't lie, I kind of want to use him some more. You guys let me know down below, how would y'all feel if I actually did a video building this guy, doing a long form build guide about him as well, because I'm sorry, I just want to rerun it again. I just want to rerun it again. Because just doing this made me actually excited. I won't even lie to you. This made me kind of happy. So, you know what? I want to try it on this. I want to test it. I want to test again, because doing this, it's something about it, man. It's something about seeing the older characters deal damage like this that is just marvelous. Now, granted, if you wanted as many extra turns like I just did, you of course will need to have dupes on Anj, but he still does get that extra turn, that value, just from having Anj herself. So I mean, like, hey, it's still there. Okay, it's still an option. All right, don't just knock it right out the water. Okay, it's actually pretty darn decent, and I'd love to do more of this for you guys as well. I won't lie to you guys, but I want to test this out real quick before we close out the video, because it's so stinking cool just seeing it. Hold on, go ahead and do the first one. Oh wait, no, we might not can kill. I don't think we can kill, because the little damage that did. Oh yeah, no, she's gonna tank. She's gonna tank. Oh yeah, no, she's gonna tank, bro. I thought for a second we could probably get away with doing some niceness, but nah, I think it's just gonna be too much that the what's it called, character's gonna end up doing here. Because if I'm right, we can kill probably 2 lives of this, if I'm correct, and then the rest is gonna come down to like what is it called, just our team kind of teeing up, because we will need a little bit more than this. But let's see, hold on, maybe I might be capping, because hold on, let's see. We got the first life, which should die here, so let's see. Boom. And then of course we get the next life here. I just like to see it. Hold on. Okay, we live this, of course. Then we get this life here. Boom. And then this is where things are going to get complicated, because we get our third turn, of course, again. But if I'm right, we have to kill the wings bit by bit. Yeah, okay, so we have to kill the wings bit by bit, and it's not an AoE, so it's a single target. So that is where I think our journey just ends at this point, because, like, you know, the boss has too much happening. But still, you can't tell me, you can't look at me with a straight face and say it's not freaking cool, guys. You can't freaking say it. I'm sorry, it's just way too awesome to see. But hopefully y'all enjoyed this video. If you did, please do smash that like button. I like doing fun videos like this one, and even though it was on the later side of things, I think a lot of you guys are really just going to enjoy watching it as well. In which, oh yeah, we do have that revive. But think a lot of y'all are gonna enjoy it as well, but who knows? Maybe I might be wrong here. But I'm trying to hope this goes out very soon, so then we can just get the win or either die and end it off there. But I don't know if they're gonna let us just end here. Let's see. We only will get one attack, so we still got to kill 2 wings. So I don't think it's gonna happen. Let's see. Unless only if we got the kill there. That would have been awesome. Let's just go ahead and hit it one more time. Boom. Oh, freaking cool, bro. So freaking cool. And then we literally just, I think we just won this. Bro, hey, look at that. Look at that, bro. Too good. It's too good. I can't. I'm having too much fun. I'm gonna get this character built. I don't know. Y'all let me know what y'all want to see down below. But till then, everybody, peace out.